Almost like you guys were not expecting me to be out. I don't know. I don't know, right? You know, as we go into 2023, it's going to do things a little different. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Yeah.
Karine, why were some members of the press corps not invited to the holiday reception next week?
More just with that. Oh, hi, Josh. How are you? I haven't seen you in a long time.
You said that last time.
I feel like I don't see you enough. Clearly, I miss you.
I have 1,000 questions for you.
Go for it. Shocker.
More on President Xi is now in Saudi Arabia speaking with the king and the crown prince. There was much fanfare around his visit. Does the president feel slighted at all with his visit, which didn't get as much pomp and circumstance?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
So there were dances and fanfare around the visit from President Xi coming in. The president didn't get the same kind of reception in Saudi Arabia, and I'm wondering if there's any slight...
They met in Bali, right?
I'm talking about when the president went to Saudi Arabia to visit the MBS and the crown prince.
And so your question is...
The question is, does he feel slighted that there wasn't the same kind of fanfare?
No, not at all. We're going to keep moving. Go ahead.
The White House and the president were very vocal about Georgia's new election law when it was signed in March of 2021. And the big argument from the White House was that it would suppress voting. But there was record turnout in the primary, there was record turnout in the general, record turnout in the runoff, in early voting, absentee ballots, and in-person voting. So is the DOJ going to drop their lawsuit against the state?
I can't speak to DOJ's actions and what they're going to do.
The president, though, called it Jim Crow in the 21st century and a blatant attack on the Constitution. So does he still see it that way?
I'll say this. I'm not going to speak to the Department of Justice legal actions. That's something for them to speak to. What I can say, and not going to get into specifics of your question, but you all reported this, that there was suppression, that we saw that throughout the Georgia election. So that is something that was been reported on. So I leave it to those reports. But look, even with that, the American people came out. They came out in historic fashion. This is something that the American people spoke very loud and clear. And they did that because of the success that the president has had on his legislative agenda, because of what the president has been able to deliver, because of what Democrats has been able to do, and making sure we had a sharp message for the American people to see the contrast. People have said, I've heard some of your colleagues say earlier this morning, that it was a stunningly bad cycle for Republican senators. And a lot of that is because of their agenda, is because they embodied the ultra MAGA ideas. And even with all of that, the American public came out and they put a lot of that to rest, a lot of what the Republican officials were putting forth, their plan, to rest. And they said it very loud and clear.